Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloriana Ayelitete. I'm a wife, a mom, a public health practitioner with interest in maternal and child health. If you are new here, you are so welcome. You're about to be blessed and impacted. So please stick and stay. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to get updates anytime we upload new videos. God bless you. Now to my old G's, you know I love you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for always sharing our videos. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the feedbacks. They mean a lot to us and it tells us that we are fulfilling purpose. God bless you so much. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about something that we hardly talk about. So stick and stay. In today's episode, I want to tell you to heal before you enter into another relationship. It's very important that when you break out of a new relationship, you give yourself some time to heal because there are lots of things that you have been through in that relationship. It could either be your fault or the fault of your partner, but either ways, you need to understand that you have to heal perfectly from your previous relationship before you enter into another relationship. This is important because if you do not heal, it has some tools on the next relationship that you'll be entering. It can affect how you see your new partner. It can affect how you relate with them. It can even affect your mindset about the opposite sex. You begin to think in a particular way. You know, I understand this because even if I have not been necessarily into a relationship and broken out and gone back into another relationship, I understand this from the point of view of the marriage that I saw my parents had. So growing up to see the kind of relationship my parents had, I knew that this was possible because at some point in time I did not believe in marriage. I did not believe in having a boyfriend or having a husband. I was just not interested in men because of the things I saw around me, because of the kind of relationship I saw my parents have. I realized that indirectly the things had been rubbed up on me and it had affected my mindset and my thinking about what men are. I had this mentality that men were evil and you can never trust men, you can never depend on men. Resonates with you, right? It's the same kind of stories we hear online these days about how men are scum and men are evil and all that. When you flip to the other side too, people are talking about how that women are bad, women are evil, and they don't have good intentions. So when you are going into marriage, you should go with your head, not with your hands, and all those things. Sometimes they have some points, but it's just that they are coming from an evil perspective, which you should be very careful of. So yes, sometimes you need to understand that you need to heal even before you move to another relationship. You need to heal from the mindset you have. You need to heal from your experiences. People go into relationship and they experience a lot of bad things. Sometimes it can be an abusive relationship. You know, abuse is not only about the person throwing their hands to hit you, but then it can even be in terms of financial abuse, economic abuse. It can even be in terms of verbal abuse, emotional abuse, all forms of abuses, you see. And these things can affect you. It can affect your self-image, how you see yourself, how you even relate with other people. You begin to compare yourself and think that you are not enough. You begin to do things that is not in line or in accordance with the will of God concerning your life or even your destiny. So you need to do an introspect of your life in general. Pay attention to the things that you did wrong, the things that you did right, or the things that you need to adjust in the next relationship you'll be entering. If you ask me, I wouldn't give you a specific time frame, but then you just need to make sure that you are properly healed. And you know, healing takes time. Even when you have bruises, when you have sores, you know that it takes a while before it heals. The same way you need to give your heart, your emotions, your personality, your dignity, and your self-respect some time to heal, some time to get back on its feet, some time to regroup and then forge ahead again. So yes, you need to understand that when you move out of a relationship, that is not the time to quickly rush into another relationship. And you know, I know there are times where there's exactly the time that you are feeling the heartbreak, you are feeling the hurt. That is when one gentleman who has been trying to get your attention all this while just pops into the picture and starts to give you the attention. And then because you are also vulnerable at that point, you begin to fall. And before you know it, you've done something that you did not plan to do. So whenever you are hurt, whenever you are facing broken heart, whenever you are facing any pain whatsoever as a result of coming out of a certain relationship, please relax. Please give yourself some time to even process the whole situation. Know where you went wrong and know where you were not firm enough. You learn from the experience and then build a better version of yourself so that you can be a better version of yourself in whatever new relationship you intend to go into. Now, I know that there are some people who feel like when they move out of a relationship, it is another relationship that will help them to even heal better. I won't dispute that fact that there are sometimes that some of these things might work, but ideally it is not the right thing to do, because at the end of the day, you are giving your willpower, you are giving yourself to another person, and you are letting that person have control over your emotions, your happiness, and everything that concerns you. You remember in the Bible when Adam and Eve were told not to eat the fruit of the tree, and the serpent deceived Eve, and she went ahead and ate the fruit and gave unto Adam to eat. Now, when God came and was asking, why did you eat of the tree that I told you not to eat of? The first thing that Adam said was, it's the woman that you gave me. He shifted blame. He was not willing to take responsibility, and by virtue of that, he paid for the consequences. And Eve also shifted blame to the serpent. And you see, by so doing, you are transferring your autonomy, you are transferring power to that particular person that you are accusing of making you be in that situation. Whatever situation you go into, any situation you find yourself in, be responsible for being in that situation in the first place. Make sure you are taking responsibility of it, and make sure you are taking a stock of your life to understand what got you there. Number three, and make sure that you are putting in place things to help you come out of that place. Number four, you make sure that you will not repeat whatever mistakes you made that sent you to that place in the first place. And number five, you make sure that you are honest with yourself in terms of where you want to be, the kind of relationship you want to be in, the kind of person you want to date, and start working on yourself to become that version of who you are looking for. It becomes easier to attract such a person. Also, whilst you are waiting, whilst you are working on yourself, whilst you are healing, take time to take care of yourself. Take care of your spiritual well-being. Take care of your physical well-being. It's very important, because sometimes God is just trying to speak to you. God is just trying to say something to you. But because you are overwhelmed with emotions, because you are overwhelmed with the pain and all the hardship and things that you are going through, you are not able to hear clearly or see. Look at the story of Balaam and Balak. He asked for permission to go ahead and then go and bless the people. And God told him that he should stop. At that point in time, he prayed and God accepted that he should go ahead. But you see, on his way, God spoke to him again that he should stop and return. But at that point, he was too overjoyed, he was too overwhelmed that he was not paying attention. He was not spiritually sensitive enough to pay attention to the signals and the signs God was giving him, to the extent that God had to speak through a donkey before he could listen. Try as much as possible that even in your pain, even in the time of healing, you do not block your ears to what God has to say to you. And you do not give up on what God has said about you, your relationship, or whatever future He has for you concerning marriage. That way you will triumph, because the moment you are insensitive to what God is saying, you are insensitive to the directions of God, that is when the devil begins to bring things to you. Before you realize, you've gone deeper into sin than you ever thought. And I know that is not what you want. So I've just come here to tell you that when you move out of a relationship, allow yourself to properly heal. Discover yourself in a whole new way. Get to know yourself, get to know your strengths, get to know your flaws, work on them, and become a better version of yourself. And you also pray that whoever you left that relationship in will also become better versions of themselves. That is not the time where you pray for their downfall, or you pray that something evil will happen to them, or you pray that they will not meet anybody as good as you or much better than you. No. That is not the life of a believer. I've come to understand that when people live your life, there's a reason they live. And it could be that God is actually trying to put a message across to you. It could be a good reason, it could be a bad reason. You just need to do a retrospect or an introspective study of yourself to understand or ascertain why God decided that that person should live at that particular point in time. And trust me, you will be grateful you did, because you will discover why God does certain things. Sometimes when God does something, we do not understand until we are moved further in time and we've been able to realize and acknowledge why God did what he did. When you move out of a relationship, you just pay attention to the new era and focus your energy on it. You build, you bloom, and you glow. I hope you've been blessed by today's episode. I'm going to come your way with another episode that is going to bless you. So stick and stay. Please do subscribe if you've not subscribed, and share with somebody who needs to hear this. God bless you, and I love you. Bye.